right. Please introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number for the record.
Jason Morgan, 400-560.
Hey, Jason, my name is Brennan Kelsey. Along with me is Mr. Tony Marabella. Mr. Pete Freeman will be your panel. Here for parole revocation hearing. Read you some rule violations. You plead guilty, not guilty, guilty with a statement, or not guilty with a statement. We'll ask questions. You can respond at the end. You can make a statement. We'll take a vote. You understand the process?
Yes.
And you have Mr. Jason Morgan here to speak at the appropriate time. Brittany Morgan and Jim Morgan speak briefly at the appropriate time. Jason Everett Morgan, Senior, DOC number 400560. Can you read and write?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a parole revocation questionnaire in front of you?
Yes, sir.
What's on the screen there? Is that your signature at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
All right. Here we go. Jason Morgan, DOC number 400560. Rule number 4. All right, go ahead and switch it back, guys. Rule number 4. You committed the offense of second-degree battery, cruelty to a juvenile on 5/4/2022, and was arrested by BCPD. According to the office report on 5/4/2022, you were intoxicated and on drugs at your arrest on 6/15/2023, BOS #243287. You pled guilty to criminal mischief and was sentenced to 90 days of parish jail. How do you plead?
Sir,
How do you plead to that?
I'd like to plead guilty with a statement.
Yeah, but you got to plead something with a statement. You say guilty was okay. Guilty was statement. Gotcha. All right. Number 10, you are in the arrears $945 in supervision fees. How do you plead?
Guilty with a statement.
Put his face there. All right. Go ahead and make your statement.
On the second-degree battery and the child charge. I did not hit anybody. That's every charge I've ever had, I pled guilty to. I accepted even the charge I took 40 years for. I pled guilty to it because I did it. This charge I didn't plead guilty to because I didn't do it. Yes, I was drunk and I was on drugs, but I did not put my hands on anybody. On the fines that my parole fees that I'm behind on, that's all the ones I'm behind on is why I've been in here, why I've been incarcerated.
How long you been incarcerated?
17 months.
What you said you did 40 years, or since 4 years, what was that for?
Manslaughter. That's what I'm on parole now for.
Yeah, what happened there?
I was on drugs, homeless, living on the streets, and got in a fight.
Beat somebody to death?
Yes, sir.
Well, those are the same things that are concerning me about, this last offense. You obviously you drank and you used drugs, and you whatever the charges were, you got picked up.
Can I say something to that?
Yeah, you say something.
After doing the 20+ years that I did, when I come home, it was like a dog that's been locked up in the yard for a long time. I was going to church like I was supposed to be. I was working. I was going to see my parole officer. I was doing everything. I was hitting my knees every morning and every night. I was doing everything that I was supposed to do. Just one day, I'm riding with the person that I go to church with, and she says, "I'm gonna stop and get a beer." And I said, "You're gonna stop and get us both a beer." And here I am, 17 months later. I have an addiction. I wasn't having to take urine tests. I wasn't having to go to no class.
How long were you out for? How long were you out for on parole?
Like 5 months. I wasn't having to go to no classes, no drug tests or nothing like that.
Well, you probably need to be. You can't. How you gonna stay sober? You've been an addict all your life, and you get out, and how you gonna stay sober?
Well, what I was saying is I just needed a little more structure, like to go to meetings and be around other addicts that I wasn't forced into that. You understand what I'm saying? Like when I come home, I was just home. I didn't. There was no you got to take a drug test. There was no you got to go to this. You got to go to these meetings or nothing like that.
Did you get out on good time, or you were paroled out?
Third.
You good time out?
No, sir, I was paroled out.
And did you have any stipulations on it? Okay.
No, sir, not, I mean, yeah, being in by 10:30, like I said, I was doing all that. I was, everything I was supposed to do, I was doing.
So you were paroled out. You were never told to go to any NAAA. You were never told to go to any type of drug treatment, anything.
No, I went to active recovery and they told me I didn't have to go to no meetings or anything. I'm not listening. I take full responsibility for my actions for drinking. It was my fault. But I just feel like I did mess up, but I don't feel like that what I did, because I did not put my hands on anybody. I don't feel like
Why did they charge you with that?
Everybody in the house was drunk. It was me and my son and his girlfriend, and they got into an argument. She had told me that she went and had an abortion that day and not to tell him. I ended up telling him she was on alcohol and Xanax, and it was just a bad situation.
Yeah, sounds like that's a bad situation to even be going back to then.
No, so that's not even where I was. That's not where I was living.
Where were you living?
I was living with my brother.
Where? How close to all this? I mean, pretty close, huh?
Yes, but what I'm saying is, once I took that one drink, me being an addict, I just fell all the way down. I'm not denying that. I know that. I know I'm an addict. I taught Celebrating Recovery in prison. I was the head cheerleader. I had 64 inmates under me. The only person over me was the chaplain. I know all that.
Yeah, but you did. But it didn't help you. Something didn't help you because you got back out and drank.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know, but not by choice. It's not by choice.
Yeah.
Do you know how she got the bruises and the marks around her neck?
Sir?
Do you know how she got the bruises and the marks around her neck?
I know I didn't put them there, sir. I did not touch her at all.
Why did you plead guilty to criminal mischief? Didn't you know that could violate your parole?
No, sir. No, sir, I didn't. I
Well,
plead
it can.
the way my lawyer explained it to me was that by me being there, being drunk, that was criminal mischief. That's why I pled guilty to it.
All right.
All right. Then we'll hear from Jason Morgan Jr. now. Jason, would you like to make a brief statement?
Yes, sir. I would just like to say that I agree with him on some parts with the being locked up for so long and letting him come home without any rules or regulations, basically. I think he should have been released to a halfway house or at least some type of program or structure instead of just throwing him into the free world after 20 years of incarceration, because I mean, that's kind of hard to do. Even if you go for 30 days, just adjusting back to the world is kind of hard. So after 20 years, I couldn't imagine how hard it would be. I talked to his probation officer and she said the same thing, that she would recommend the 318 program because it would like give them some type of structure or something. But as far as the female goes, she's had three men arrested for the same charges.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your comment. Now we'll hear from a brief statement from Jim. I can't hear you, Jim. You're on mute.
All right, there we go.
Yep.
So that's my brother. He was living with me for 5 months when he got out, and he's right. I carried him to work every morning. I got him a job in Benton. I live in South Bossier. Carried him to work every day. He worked hard. The guy was very proud of the way he worked. And like I said, he had that one day where he drank, and he was living with me. He knew that I wasn't going to deal with that, but like his son said, they just kind of threw him out in the world and just kind of threw him in my arms. Like, here you go. If he would have had he did have structure here, but if, if he would have had some kind of meetings to go to and, you know, an answer to somebody, but he didn't have anybody to answer to. They just kind of threw him out to the free world, which is, like he said, is kind of hard to do. And as far as the girl goes, I know her very personal, and he's right. She has 3 guys in prison right now for the same charges. I know one of the attorneys that represents her. She has 3 guys in prison over the exact same charges.
All right.
I spoke with her several times after this, and you know, she don't even remember what happened. She was so messed up. So, but I don't know, you know.
All right. Sounds like you don't need to be hanging around that girl, huh?
I ain't kidding about that.
All right. Would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Yes, sir. I just beg for another chance to just, I don't care if it's work release or halfway out, anything. I know I messed up, but I know this is not what I want. And I'll do anything. I'll wear an ankle bracelet, anything, not to go back to prison.
All right. I think we play a fair to vote. I'll vote first. This is just me and only me. I vote to, in lieu of revocation, I vote to send you to Steve Hall Intensive Substance Abuse Program. It looks like you've never really had any treatment. You need treatment. You got a manslaughter charge. You have some other stuff going on. You can't drink. You're an addict, all these things. And I can, you know, keep you in there, and it's not going to do you a lot of good. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to go to Steve Hall for 9 months. After you successfully complete that program, you'll have NAA meetings 3 times a week. You have a curfew from 9 p to 6 a. You have random drug screens. This is your best opportunity. So you need to go sit on the front row and learn what you need to learn, because this is the last opportunity you're going to have.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Marabello.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You know, it's sad if what you're saying is true, that you had no structure from your parole officer. That's a shame. But reality is you need to do it yourself. And you know, you paroled out. You obviously had programs while you were in prison to be able to parole out. You probably took AA meetings. You probably did some things like that. You got a disease, and you acknowledge that, and you need some help. So Steve Hoyle is going to give you the help, but nobody, your parole officer is not going to take you by the hand and make sure you do everything you're supposed to do. You're going to have to do it yourself. Okay, your parole officer is going to have some restrictions on you. We're putting restrictions on you. We're making you go to AA meetings and things like that. But if you don't do it, if you're not willing to do it, it's not going to work, and you're going to end up doing your entire 40 years. So my vote is the same. Steve Hoyle is an excellent program. Take advantage of it. And when you get out, then probably, hopefully sober will keep you out of the relationship that you were in the last time that got you in trouble. So good luck to you.
I'm not gonna lie, Mr. Morgan, I had to revoke you. Really, because you were out only 5 months, you got drunk, and you got the same kind of rage you got into when you killed the first fellow. But I'm gonna go along with my colleagues, but I'm also gonna add electronic monitoring. And if you violate any condition, I'm not gonna hesitate to revoke you next.
Yes, thank y'all very much.
All right, you have 3 votes to grant the Steve Hall Intensive Substance Abuse Program. You have NAA 3 times a week. You'll have curfew 9 p to 6 a. You have random drug screens and electronic monitors. Here's your last opportunity. Good luck to you.
Thank you.